Hey, it's Maximo, joining me on our last day of Singapore as we head towards Changi Airport and visit the world famous Jewel. So our bags are packed and we're ready to go. We're almost about to check out to our hotel, get on the subway all the way to Changi Airport to our flight back to Melbourne. It's been an absolutely fantastic 10 days in Singapore. We've thoroughly enjoyed our trip, many things to see and do, great food, and unfortunately it's the end of our holiday. We checked out of our hotel fairly late. It was around midday, headed to the MRT station and made our way to Changi Airport. This was a conscious decision to leave so early because we'd heard that there is free early check-in at the Jewel terminal where you can check in so long as you get there at least 3 hours before your departure time. You can have an opportunity to have a look around the Jewel. This feature is only offered for a limited number of airlines, and if you freeze frame here, you'll be able to see which airlines you can utilise the early check-in for. It was a pretty easy process. There wasn't any queues to speak of, so we dropped off our bags, checked in and got our boarding passes, and then made our way to the baggage storage area. This is an area that you can store your backpacks and large carry-on luggage at a cost of $10 per item for something that's a backpack size. This allows you to wander around the Jewel without having to worry about heavy bags. Hey, this is Maximo, and today I'm at the Jewel at Changi Airport. Behind me is the famous Vortex. So we've just arrived at a coffee place. We've ordered. I'm going to have an iced coffee and a beef salad. So we're going to get a bite to eat, and then we're going to wander around the Jewel at Changi Airport. So join us as we have a tour around. The cafe we were sitting at had a spectacular vantage point to the Vortex. We were at Hoshino Coffee in the Jewel. Joe had a strawberry tea, which is basically a normal tea with a few strawberries thrown into it. And I ordered a iced coffee with milk on the side. I think something was missing in translation because I did get coffee with ice in it and the smallest little milk jug I've ever seen in my life being milk on the side. It was so cute. I actually bought one of the little jugs to take home with me. As you can see, the coffee wasn't very milky. I don't like it milky, but certainly not very milky. I had a beef salad and it was a bit small but quite nice. And Joe had some very, very fluffy pancakes in I guess a Japanese sort of fluffy pancake tradition. The food was a bit expensive, but it was quite nice. After this, we had a walk around the Jewel. And what is the Jewel, you ask? The Jewel is a nature-themed entertainment and retail complex surrounded by and linked by Terminal 1 at Singapore's Changi Airport. At its centre is the world's largest indoor waterfall, the Rain Vortex, and it's surrounded by terraced forest and settings. It covers about 3.5 hectares or nearly 9 acres, and it comprises both free and paid activities. While a lot of the Jewel is free, we chose to go into the Canopy Park. The Canopy Park cost $8 per adult and you have quite nice views of the top level 5 of the Jewel. There's lots of really nice flowers and foliage and some sort of strange stuffed animals scattered about the place. You can also go to the Canopy Bridge, which you'll see a bit later. That is an additional cost, and I'll leave a cost in the description. But from there you get fantastic vantage points of the vortex and of the architecture of the Jewel area itself. This area would be particularly good if you're travelling with kids. I think they'd run around and have a grand old time. As it was interesting to see, being a mature and discerning traveller. Here's a close-up of the walking net. What you can't fully appreciate is that there's a drop of about 5 stories below that net. That's certainly something that Joe would never do, and seeing as we were both going to catch an 8-hour flight, I think the flight would have been enough excitement for us. So while it looks particularly scary and maybe good fun, I think activities like that are a little bit past us, or certainly past me. But if you're young and adventurous, feel free to have a go. For an extra $6 or almost $6 Singapore, you can get a ticket that entitles you to go to the MasterCard Canopy Bridge. The Canopy Bridge is probably a 40 or 50 metre long bridge that spans 2 parts of the Canopy area, and basically it's a suspended bridge that has a glass floor. So this isn't for the faint-hearted if you've got an issue with heights. Consequently, I did this one alone. You don't really get that much of a better view of the vortex or of any architecture. The glass bridge is a bit of a novelty. I don't think it's probably worth it, but again, if you've got kids with you, it's probably something exciting to do. Also get a good view of the trains that run in the middle of the Jewel that go between the different terminals. So here I am standing on the Canopy Bridge in the Jewel, and that's the big vortex waterfall behind me. It's quite loud. I'm not sure what this audio is going to be like, but this isn't exactly relaxing. I'm standing on a glass floor. I can see probably about 50 metres below me. We spent about 5 hours or so having lunch and wandering around the Jewel, and then we headed towards the Premium Plaza Lounge and waited for our flight. I've done a different review of our flight and the Premium Plaza Lounge, and I'll leave it a link in the description. We spent almost 3 hours at the Premium Plaza Lounge, and finally it was time to board the plane. We made our way to the departure gate, and at Changi Airport the security is actually at the departure gate. So we settled into our Qantas flight for the 8-hour or so flight home to Melbourne. Really did have a fantastic time, not only at the Jewel but in the whole of Singapore itself. This is the 13th video of the Singapore series. I do hope you've liked it. If so, please do hit the like and subscribe buttons. So until our next adventure in some far-flung place, have a great time and bye.